Hey, beautiful souls, beautiful sunshine here with the R Holistic Healer, aka Sonia B. So I am back with several different prophetic messages. I received a message, already did a video on this. This one will be separate, but since Friday, I believe it was, I received 10 other messages. They're small messages, so if you can, just try to hang around to the very end to hear all the messages. And for those of you who are on Instagram watching, if you want the full version of the story, you're gonna have to go over to YouTube, Beautiful Sunshine 1111 at YouTube, okay? So anyway, but keep in mind that these energies are definitely starting to intensify. As of today, they're going to start picking up momentum. So I just want you guys to be aware of that, or what's going on, and just keep in mind that as each and every day that goes past, the energy is intensifying and picking up more momentum. And remember that everybody is learning a different soul experience, so everybody's situation may be different. So please only take what resonates. But if you were divinely guided to my channel, obviously there's a message that's meant here for you to hear, that is to help assist you on your soul's journey. So anyway, with all that being said, I just want to say that for those of you who are under the sound of my voice, I just pray and ask that God will lead you and guide you and order your steps and direct your path, and cover you in his divine protection. For some of you guys, you have already reached that level where you actually have divine protection. So for those who have not reached that point yet, don't worry about it. It's gonna come. Just know that everything happens in initiation stages and phases, okay? So but just know that we're all divinely guided. But anyway, so with that being said, and if you can, try to hang around to the end. I do have like 10 different messages, but they're small messages, as I said, and I'm going to try to get through them as soon as possible, so this video is not too long. But I have the shamanic healing deck of the overall information that, for those that this message may be applying to, what they may need to know, and messages from the ancestors as well too, and what soul lessons that we're healing from this particular timeline, and then messages from the angels and God Soul Spirit. Okay, so anyway, so with that being said, let me get straight into the message. So this message came through on February the 20th. Let me make sure I got the day right. Okay, February the 20th, excuse me. Sorry, y'all, I'm looking at my notes. February the 20th. So some of you guys may experience a situation, not all, but some may experience a situation where one may have to evacuate their apartment. It could be a situation of something gets damaged, because the way I saw it in the dream was if there was like water that was kind of like pouring in through the ceiling fan. Ceiling fan doesn't normally have water, but somehow there was some sort of water damage that was coming from upstairs or something like that. But I'm also hearing spirit say that this could also happen in a different form too, meaning like it's not just about water damage, but it's some sort of type of damage. And I'm also hearing too, it could be an altercation, that something gets damaged. Maybe the neighbors call the authorities. I don't know, but something somehow gets damaged to the point that somebody's going to need to evacuate, or they're going to have to leave the premises of their apartment due to it. One or two messages I'm hearing. One, it is not being safe, and the other ones is just, it's almost like an immediate evacuation in order to, what I'm hearing is like keep the peace, in other words. So anyway, so I'm going to move on to that message. But some people who are being evacuated due to damages in their home that were not due to neglect, they are actually being relocated to another property or another apartment, should I say, within the premises until their apartment becomes available. Or they will be somehow placed somewhere while they're waiting for their renovations to happen. For those in the situation where it wasn't neglect on your behalf. Okay, so the next message I received was some of you're going to start noticing more and more apartment buildings that are being built. And I mean more modern apartment buildings, buildings are going to be you're going to notice they're going to be more and more that's starting to come up. I'm not sure if they're going to start demolishing the old ones, but it's almost like building more modern buildings to be more with the times, I'm hearing spirit say to help us to raise our vibrations, because there's something about old apartment buildings, for some particular reason, it helps to keep your energy stuck in a different frequency, at a different timeline, should I say, is what I'm hearing. So keep that in mind as well too. This next message I receive is some of you guys may find yourself receiving a gift from someone. It came in a form as if it was 2 gifts, but it was this one person giving 2 gifts. So I don't know how that's going to work, but take it how it resonates. And it's just kind of be a random gift. The fourth message came in a form of, what is this? Okay, this fourth message came in a form of, imagine some people who are, let's just say maybe, okay, this person was like sitting on the third row of a seat, right? And then there was, imagine like a SUV that has 3 rows of seat. You have the first row with the driver and the passenger. You have the second row, you know, with the side door that's near, and then you have this third extra row in the back. So a person was like sitting in the third row of a seat. It came to me as if they were like, you know how you can see in between the seats and you can see up and out of the front of the vehicle. So it's like the person was sitting off to the side and they was just looking up ahead. So it's almost like, and the way I got that was, some of you guys are maybe have just not necessarily started this journey, but something happened to the point that it kind of catapulted you into ahead of time. In other words, it's almost like I just heard like almost like a sense of prophecy of what was to come. It's like, it's almost like, so the person who was in the third row, imagine them being like the person who probably, okay, let me say it like this. The person in the front row with a driver, but there was no person driving the car. So it was letting me know that spirit was driving, okay? So the first row is considered like the first wave of people. The second row is considered like the second wave of people. And the third row is considered like the third wave of people, according to how you started your journey. So this person who was sitting in the third row, it looked like it was myself, right? So it's almost like, because I was last in the car, it's almost like I was able to see way ahead of what was going on and what was to take place. In other words, like I was able to see like what was gonna, prophecy, in other words, take place. So some of you guys may find yourself experiencing that. It's almost like a form of, I don't know if it's like being catapulted. I keep hearing catapulted, like shooting off. Anyway, so this fifth message came in a form of, some of you guys may find yourself, I don't know what this is all about, but something about hats, okay? Like brim hats, like the hats that why do I keep wanting to say NFL? Like the basketball players would wear, and a lot of young people would wear those back in the day. I've seen like, it's almost like maybe the youth may find themselves kind of wearing the hats again, maybe where they wasn't before. I'm not sure, but it's almost like it came in a form as if I was like asking my son if he wanted me to buy him a hat too, because obviously like I had a hat, right? And sometimes you guys do kind of see me wear a hat. But anyway, I like the hats, I like the scarves, I like the wraps, I like everything. So you never know what you're gonna get with me. Anyway, so with that being said, this other message that came in on the 21st, this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th message, but this one came in on February 21st. And this one came in the form of as if I was sleeping in my bed, right? And for some particular reason, like my brother had showed up at my bedroom window, right? First of all, my bedroom window isn't on the first floor, you know, hypothetically speaking. But with that being said, he showed up at my bedroom window, right? And I opened up the window, and it's almost like I was like, well, what are you doing here? And he came and he bought me a rose. Well, he bought me a little rose with those little white things. Sometimes you see them like, you know, on the roses. I don't know what they're called, but they're white with the little teeny tiny balls on it. So he gave me a rose and it had that, you know, on the side of it. So I was like, and he was just like coming, is like he was happy for some particular reason. Like it was almost like he was looking at me like he was admiring me in a sense. But this is not my, first of all, let me say this. This is not a situation of this is blood family. Like this is a situation of adoption, but you know, sometimes adoptions can be more, you know, feel like family than actual family, should I say. So I say all that to say that this came in a form of, you know, like it was my brother, but not a biological brother that showed up at my window. But anyway, so the representation of a rose, because I had to Google like the meaning of that. When you think about like Valentine's Day and stuff, and people hand roses, and they're, you know, for whatever reasons that they hand people roses. But anyway, it says love, passion, romance, romantic affection, pure soul, beauty, purity, I said romantic feelings, friendships. So basically, in a nutshell, basically what it was saying was the rose was a representation of someone who was basically pure in the sense that they come with purity, that they know how to they have the ability to have the purest forms of relationships. Okay. So in other words, when they come being authentic, they come being true. They not come with hidden agendas. They're not coming with trying to hide, hurt, harm, or injure somebody in any sort of way. So for me, that was a representation of him showing up, just realizing that, that I'm his sister. He loves me and he sees that I love him, even in regards to, let's just say, one's flaws in a sense. So let's move on to the 7th message. This one came in a form of, hold on, let me read it, y'all. Parking lot. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, thank you. Okay, so some of you guys may find yourself dealing with an issue where something about a car parking lot where somebody's gonna have like don't take this on as your own. So if it doesn't fit, don't make it try to fit. I don't want to say don't equip, but if it doesn't fit or if it doesn't resonate, please don't make it fit. But basically what I'm trying to say, only if you can relate to the message, then take it at hand. Take it for, face value. But I saw that somebody was having an issue in a car parking lot, in the sense of somebody was looking for their car and somebody had an issue with them. That's all I can tell you. So just be mindful of that. And if you have not found yourself, or if you know that you've been having an issue with somebody, just keep in mind, if you find yourself like in a car parking lot, I don't know why I'm keep hearing, like I've heard this the other day too, like somebody trying to tow somebody's car away. There's nothing wrong with the car, but somebody's just purposely towing their car away for whatever reasons and having it towed away. I don't know why. It's crazy, but I thought this kept coming in my train of thought, like I want to say over the weekend. So anyway, take that message how it resonates. To me, I'm kind of getting like maybe somebody at kind of clashing with somebody in a sense. So somebody's being a little spiteful. Okay, so this next message, and let me just tell you this. For those of you who are on the twin flame journey, let me just say, your divine counterpart could be sending you energetic, how can I say it? Energetic. Oh God. They could be sending you things. Let me just say that. Whether it is something pertaining to like romantic gestures, something pertaining to love, something pertaining to relationship wise. And I'm gonna just let you, because everybody's situation could be different, with them just energetically. And what I'm hearing Spirit say, they basically tapping into some energy that they wasn't even aware that they were capable of. And it's almost like God Source Spirit is allowing them to be able to see, hey, I'm telling you, you're so much bigger than what you are. Rise to your throne. Rise to your throne. That's what I'm like hearing, right? So it's almost like discovering. It's kind of like me when I was discovering like the spiritual journey and I saw somebody shape shift in front of me. And when I started to see certain things, I was like, oh shit, I can do this. It's kind of almost like that. So some of you guys, your kingdom spouses, should I say, they're tapping more into their spiritual energy, in other words. So they're realizing some of the things that they can actually do. So they realize that you are not necessarily cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, whereas one point in time they thought she was like, oh girl, be quiet, you don't know old boy, because it can go both ways. It could be a girl or it could be a guy. They could be like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, you sound straight cray right now. But anyway, so they're being woken to the truth. And moving right along, excuse me, y'all. So on the 22nd, I received a message, and this one was yesterday, which is so funny because, I'm sorry, today is the 22nd. Yeah, today's the 22nd, my bad. Okay, so this one came in a form of just be mindful, because I kind of got it, and if everybody else's situation could be different, I kind of got it like it was a sense of like I was like at a police precinct or something like that, or a police station, but it may not even be pertaining to that. It could just be a place where they have like let me just say authority figures. Let me just say that that are meant to help assist people, but somehow they misuse their power in a sense, because it came in a form as if I was standing at one end of the counter, like at a police station, but I didn't see cops walking around like in uniform. So that it was just letting me know it's not that type of environment, but a type of environment where, excuse me, piece of lint, y'all. It's the type of environment where I'm getting where you like, where sometimes people, I'm not going to say that they make decisions for you, because I didn't see anybody walking around locked up or anything like that, but it's just a matter of somehow they have some sort of authority, but it's being misused in a sense. But anyway, I was standing at a counter, and I was at one end of the counter, and let's just say like maybe 23 feet away. The counter was just that long, and maybe there was a guy, energetically his back was like facing me, like he was sitting this way and I was standing this way, but he was down at the other end of the counter. And I came into the counter in order to ask for some sort of assistance. I don't know what they was assisting me with, but anyway, nevertheless, so it just so happened that somebody told me to pick up the phone, that I had a phone call, right? So as I picked up the phone, and it just so happened that I just, like, spirit was speaking to me in this dream, and I just so happened I made eye contact with the person down at the other end of the counter, which was a guy sitting in his seat, but again, he was facing this away, and I was faced this way. So I could see him, and I looked, and he had, you know, the old telephones that had like the little round pieces at the ear part and then the phone part. So he had the phone like on his chest. And you know, back in the days when we had those type of phones, we put the phone to our chest when we didn't want people to hear what we had to say, or we would even cover up the mouthpiece, right? So he took the phone and he put it on his chest like this, and he was at the other end of the counter, I couldn't see him. I just saw the back of his arm like this, so I knew what he was doing, and telepathically I knew what he was doing. So he had his hand like this, like he didn't want me to hear what was being said. But again, I had a phone call, so the moment that I was about to start talking, he was about to start listening. So I say all that to say that and I basically put the phone down on my end of the counter, and I walked down to where he was, and I asked him, could you please get off the phone? In other words, because I said, I'm trying to have a private conversation here. So I say all that to say, some of you guys may find yourself, thank you, Spirit, some of you guys may find yourself having to create boundaries with people, because there's some people who are in authority figures right now, and you're going to have to be mindful and to be aware of it. And when your intuition is speaking to you, listen to it, because obviously it's just letting you know that some of these people may be trying to overstep their boundaries, in other words. So it's almost like you're going to have to find yourself with speaking up and letting them know, you know, basically speaking your piece, in other words, is what I'm hearing. You don't have to tell somebody off. You know, we're not in that energy anymore where you need to, well, some of us, let me say that. Some of us at different stages, because at once upon a time I was at that stage, well, you know, but when we're not, well, for those of you, I take it that's watching my channel right now, you know, that we're not at that stage to where we're, you know, we're finger pointing or whatever, but we're basically coming in peace, in other words. So I say all that to say what you need to say, and say it in peace. You know, deliver it to a person how you want somebody to deliver it to you. Constructive criticism. So anyway, but moving on for that, but make sure you just create boundaries in a sense, because nobody has the right nor the authority to be trying to listen in onto your conversation. I know for me, sometimes when I call certain places and they say, if you don't want your phone call to be recorded, please let the representative know when they come on the phone. And I immediately let them know, I don't want this to be recorded, because the truth of the matter is everybody should have that option. If they don't want to be recorded, they shouldn't be recorded, you know, and they should make it be known that every single one, if they are recording, whether it's for quality assurance or not. So this next message came through in the form of okay, this one was, okay, imagine like a swimming pool, like an aqua center, like with a big ass pool, but it's a glass pool. You know how in California they have these houses sitting up on the edge of the hills, and they got these clear glass see-through pools. This pool was like really, really high, and it was in a building. So imagine walking into a building and not really seeing so much brick, but seeing nothing but glass, and you see nothing but water, like a big ass building fish tank. a building fish tank. Imagine that, a building fish tank. Okay, so as I was walking up on this building, I can see the people jumping like from up above, but jumping into the pool, because all I saw was their little legs doing like this, and people swimming, but they were happy and they was excited and they was ecstatic and they was so they was just happy, right? And then it just so happened that I looked across the street for some particular reason. As I looked across the street, I noticed that the people who were also in a clear glass building, it's like they was just standing there like this, like zombies in a sense, like they wanted to be on the other side of the street, but they couldn't be. So I say all that to say, some of you guys gonna find yourself coming into a place of just being happy, being joyful, being at peace, and just know and understand, I'm hearing Spirit say, just know that God gave it to you. Just know that God gave you the peace, okay? There's a Shirley Caesar song that said, this joy I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this joy I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it and the world can't take it away. Hey, 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 hey. So anyway, you can go listen to that song. But anyway, so I'm hearing that God gave you the joy, okay? You earned it. You've earned it from all your hard work. Everything that you've been through, you've earned it. So now, whereas everybody else was once happy and enjoying their lives and just living it up. And I did a message on this some time ago where I actually saw, like in New York City, like on one half of the street, like on 5th Street, everything was booming, popping, and everybody was out eating and so on and so on. Where, let's just say, once you crossed over 5th Street to go to 6th Street, then all of a sudden the energy changed. Everybody was held up in traffic. They was just sitting there facing the same direction. So I'm just here to tell you, Spirit just reminding me that, thank you, Spirit, is reminding me that the energies are switching in a sense. Like, so for those people who were having fun and living it up and, let's just say, partaking in life and, just going out to eat and living a lavish life, those energies about to switch. That's all I saw. So, and moving right along to the next one. Okay, and this one is important too. So just be mindful of this too, depending on where you're at in your journey. So if you're at, and I'm hearing Spirit say it could be some of those people who are just starting this journey too. So anyway, but it came in a form as if somebody was like running from the authorities, right? So it came in 2 different messages. Like Spirit gave it to me in 2 different messages to see it 2 different ways. One, somebody running from the authorities, right? Like it kind of felt like an authority, like a cop or whatever, but I didn't see anybody wearing any uniform, any badge, or any of that other stuff. But I got the feeling like somebody was running from the authority. Okay. And that could be a situation pertaining to someone or maybe a small group of people. But the other message that came through, let's just hope not, but the other message came through too, as if somebody was just running from basically themselves, in a sense, like their higher self. And I give you an example because Spirit gave it to me like this. Like, there was a period in time when I was growing up as a kid, I will always see this man like dressed in black, right? And it was like a shadow, which is, you think about it, it's your shadow side. If you think about it, we all going through the shadow where we're trying to we're in getting in touch with our shadow side. So I kept running and running. It seemed like every night when I would lay down and go to sleep, it was the same dream over and over again. I was always running, always running, always running. Okay. So I say all that to say, and for the second group of people, this could be a situation that you're running from your higher self, in other words. So it got to the point that I saw like the man's nose was bleeding, in a sense. So hopefully in this incident where it pertained, for those people, hopefully it's not though, if it's pertaining to like the authority figures, hopefully it doesn't get to that point, because I saw this individual nose was like bleeding, and I didn't see like somebody beating him up, but I got the feeling like maybe he was making himself sick, in a sense, just because he was running. And for those people who are running from themselves, in a sense, it's almost like because you're running from like your higher self, in a sense, it's almost like you can make yourself sick in the process of doing that, because when you become so rigid and so tense, you hear that, right? Thank you, Spirit. So when you become so rigid and tense and you become stressed, and that puts tension and stuff on your muscles and your organs, and it starts with your muscles, then it starts to affect your organs and all that other stuff. So just be mindful of that too, because like I said, when I saw the blood not like blood was kind of running from his nose, not dripping, but just kind of sitting there, was just letting me know some sort of sickness. So just be mindful of that too. You don't want to make yourself sick trying to, and I'm hearing spirit, thank you spirit, I'm hearing spirit say trying to control the situation as well too. So whatever it is that you may be trying to control, whatever it is that spirit's trying to get you to see, that you're trying to suppress and that you're trying to hold on to, just be mindful of that, okay? And I say all that to say, and let me give you a classic example. For some particular reason, this week, twice, I thought about it, the thought of like cancer came up for some particular reason, okay? So I don't know who that message may be for, but I was like picking up on that energy. And I was like, okay, well, where's that coming from? You know, so for some particular reason, I'm just saying all that to say, so just be mindful to don't make yourself sick to the point, because sometimes when muscles and organs and all that other stuff start to just kind of shut itself down and they're out of balance and out of whack and all that other stuff, it tends to affect your immune system. So just be mindful of that. I'm telling you that out of love. So, okay, I hope you hear that. So if you get out of your own way and let go and let God is what I'm hearing. So, and then the last dream I heard was somebody was calling my name, right? But it sounded like myself calling my own name. It's like, Sonia. So I'm getting the feeling like some of you guys, your higher self is really trying to get in it. They're really trying to communicate with you. Like I just said a minute ago, and spirit just spoke to me because I absolutely didn't even know what that meant until now. Thank you, spirit. Sometimes I don't know these messages until I push play and then spirit gives me the message. So anyway, but yeah, some of you guys, your higher self could, and I told you guys some time ago that your higher self was trying to communicate. They were not only communicating with you, but they are with you, because I could literally see when you moved, they moved, in a sense. You laid down, they laid down. So they are there trying to assist you on this journey. So if you can help it, please, for all means, I love you guys, and I'm saying this out of love. Try to get out of your own way, okay? Because when you get out of your own way and you let go and let God, oh my God, like you can see that it feels so much liberating, so much peaceful, okay? You allow so much more joy and peace and harmony to come in. So anyway, that is that for that. Those are it for the prophetic messages. Let me shuffle these cards real quick. Let me see what the ancestors want to say. Ancestors, what do you want to say? Ancestors of light, what do you want to say? What message pertaining to these prophetic messages? Just the overall message, please. What message do you want the collective to know? What message do you want the collective to... Oh. These cards are a little big for my hand, y'all. Bear with me. What message do you want the collective to know? What message do you want the collective to know? That is a pure white light and pure British love only. What message do you have for the collective, please? Ooh, y'all saw that fly out? Hold on. Traders, exchange energy to create abundance. Thank you, ancestors. So for those of you people who are being asked to speak up for whatever reason that is, can't tell you what to do, but spirit has spoken. Now let's see what energy the God Soul Spirit is trying to get us out of. What are we healing from? What energies are we healing from? What timelines of energy are we healing from? What timelines of energy are we healing from? I'm seeing patterns and habits. Healing those patterns and those habits that has been passed down from generations to generations. Thank you, Spirit. Kamba Jasper? Kamba Jasper? Am I saying that right? So these are the energies that we are healing. And give me 1 second. And then we have the shamanic healing cards. And I'm going to read this in a minute, y'all. I'm just trying to pull these cards now. So what healing that is needed for any of these situations for the prophetic message? What energies are we healing on a deeper level What energies are we healing on a deeper level? That's what Mr. P like. Cards are popping. Psychic development. And I did say somebody was able to see up a little head, right? Trying to get you to see things from a different perspective. And then at the, I don't know, Spirit just had me look at this. And at the bottom of the deck, moving into balance. What message does heaven, the angels, and the guardian angels of life have? What message the gospel of Spirit, the angels, and the guardian angels? What message do you want us to know? Ooh, clairvoyancy. Which is the same thing. Is there any other messages? Oh, really popping. Leadership. Okay. And sensitivities at the bottom of the deck. So just be mindful of that. All right, so. Oh, perfect timing. It opened right up to the page. Now I don't have to search for that. Let me turn this light on so I can see y'all. Exchange of energy to create abundance. Make connections and exchange information, talents, or support. The trader brings the lesson and energy of exchange. When he appears, he could represent an opportunity to exchange talents, whatever they may be, in order to expand or be about the exchange of energies that comes from the universe, or both. For example, if you are a creative person or consider yourself creative, when you share your talent, you are giving them, and when you do so, the universe will give you more order for you to share more. It's all a beautiful cycle. The trader also reminds you to be open and honest and act with integrity in your exchanges, because doing something to get something will only lead to challenges. So in other words, don't just do something for just money. In other words, do it because you love it. Do it because, you know, you really want to, your intentions are because you really want to help people, and you really want them to, let's just say, whatever that you may offer. If it's clothing, if it makes them feel good, if it's a pair of earrings that fits them nicely, you know, don't just be telling them, oh my God, that earring looks really good on you, you know, just because you want them to buy it, in other words. So in other words, it's just having integrities, having morals, having value, you know, and not just about, oh my God, like, let me just sell somebody a wolf in sheep clothing story just so I could get money, in other words. Where are we at? The trader also reminds you to be open and honest and to act with integrity in your exchanges, because doing so to get something will only lead to challenges. And the extended message says the universe operates under the law of cause and effect, and it is always looking to return a natural state of balance. So if you are lacking in the feelings of abundance at this time, you are being invited to share your time, your gifts, and your understanding with others. If you're frustrated because something isn't unfolding in your life, instead of asking yourself what you can get, ask yourself ask yourself what you can give. The exchange of energy doesn't necessarily mean financial energy. It can also be about supporting in order to feel supported. So energy exchange can come in any different type of form. Somebody helping assist you, somebody supporting you in whatever it is that you got going, whatever. Just take it how it resonates. Everybody's situation is going to be different. If you've been holding back with your offerings, now is the time to exchange. Now's the time to change. Change that. Allow yourself to be open, honest, and vulnerable. This can be This can prepare you to open up to even greater opportunities in the coming days, weeks, and months. Remember, I said that in the swimming pool, everybody was so excited, right? So just even a little thought of just letting go of, even just a little thought of just letting go of trying to control a situation and trying to control it because you're trying to, I'm hearing Spirit say, because you're trying to predict a particular type of outcome. You know, it's important to get out of your own way, because again, when you let go and let God, these opportunities can come in here and you can see them manifest very quickly. If you just, the longer it takes you to let go, the longer it takes you to see it. So the sooner you let go, the sooner you will start to see the manifestation. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so that was it for that. Oh, it was like perfect time. It opened right up to the book. I didn't have to search for it. And then we have the Kambamba Jasper. I'm saying that right? Ancient Echoes. All right, so this one says Kambaba Jasper. If I'm saying that right, wrong, please forgive me. Jasper intunes your personal biorhythms to the natural cycle of the planet. So that means some of you guys about to just be going with the frequency of the planet, and the planet usually resonate at a certain frequency. So when you resonate with the frequency of the planet, it's almost like you resonate with life force energy, because the planet is about life force energy. No, this is me saying this. I'm not reading this. The planet does its rhythm is part of the life force energy, and life force energy resonates with the frequency of love. You know, so love is like one of the highest vibrations that there are. So it says, what was that? This crystal also facilitates deep cleaning of your karmic body in your ancestor line. Oh my God, like I just said, like what are we clearing out, right? This is what we're clearing out. Ancient echoes. Self-understanding. When you live in your head rather than your physical world, your cellular structure becomes unstable and your metabolism is thrown off balance. I just talked about that, right? I just talked about the tissues, I talked about the organs, and I talked about, you know, it being out of balance and out of alignment. Oh my God, Spirit. I'm sorry, y'all. I get excited when Spirit shows up. You know, these cards are just a reaffirmation of what message I gave you guys for as a prophetic message. And it says, you may not be assimilating oxygen or nutrients such as minerals and vitamins. Remember that ideas are nutrients too. Disruptions of your automatic nervous and immune system may be caused by ancient traumas and family dramas. Oh my God, I just said that, right? So anyway, divination. See, getting in touch with your ancestors and understanding the process of creation helps you to recognize the value of cycling the past to create more potent future. Check out what has been passed down from ancestor line, and utilize homeopathic healing for, Amazon, such as, tuberculosis. So these are different, I've never heard of Masma. I'm not sorry with that. MIASMS. I'm sorry. I'm familiar with the tuberculosis though, but anyway, I've never heard that in that way. Anyway, so it's just basically talking about different ailments and stuff. You know, if you deal with a situation, I'm hearing Spirit say, if you deal with a situation pertaining to, you know, let's just say high blood pressure, or something maybe that runs from generation to hypertension, you know, all those type of things that runs from one family member to the next family member. It's just trying to tell you it's an underlying issue of why those things are occurring. And yeah, and I'm also, and I'm also here to tell y'all too, like, and you know, sometimes when you go to the doctor's office, the first thing that they ask is your family history, your mother's history, your father's history, your grandparents, whether they had any issues with hypertension, blood pressure, diabetes, whatever the case may be. And I say all that to say that I'm here to tell you that you can heal your DNA, and it goes just with the change in your thought, changing your thought, changing your environment, changing your mindset, all of that tends to create, because I said earlier, I see the patterns. I'm seeing the patterns in here. So these are all things that has just been imprinted, imprinted into your system, and you can change that DNA cellular system. And I say all that to say, just by simply changing your thought, get out of here and get more so in here, whereas more the ancestors, and they did the best that they can do at that time with what information that they had, and being as though what situations they were being presented with. So that's no finger pointing to them, but I say all that to say that the ancestors, you have more, you have a little bit more help and guidance than maybe that they had back then, should I say. So I say all that to say that you can change your DNA system. Okay, I'm here to tell you, like, I changed mine, and I'm just here to tell you that it can be changed. But anyway, let me move right along. So where were we at? So basically checking out what has been passed down the ancestor line and utilize the homeopathic, just natural healing is what it's referring to, like natural things, natural ways of healing. By changing how you view things, you dramatically improve your well-being. Ring pulling on my hair. So I'm just saying. So it says connecting to ancient wisdom and the roots of being. So you're going to have to, you're going to have to, thank you, Spirit. You're going to have to get more out of your head space and get more into your heart space. Like I was saying before, the ancestors didn't really get too much in the heart spaces, because if you think about it, they were dealing with situations of like, people really hating them. Not saying that we don't have people hating us on this journey, but the times are different. The hate is a little different. Not saying that, one hate is different from another hate, but what I'm saying is, you had things like ancestors, depends on how far it goes back. People doing like, doing slavery and stuff, those type of things. I don't want to rehash that. It is what it is, but because I choose not to resonate at that frequency. But I say all that to say, I don't forget. I don't want you to think I do, but I say all that to say that they may not have been more so in their heart space, because it might have been more so of, oh, how can I get out of this situation? How can I free myself from this situation? Whereas therefore, you're free already. It's just a matter of you just letting go and allowing yourself to see that each and every one of these imprints that are here, that you can reconstruct these and they don't have to stay the same. If it's more so anything, you want it to be like this, within balance, not just all over the place like this. So anyway, let me continue on, because I'm not trying to make this a long message. And psychic development, real quick. We got psychic here twice. We got psychic development, and then we also have clairvoyant. So when you hear me guys saying I'm a clairvoyant, Hoyoka empath, this is what I'm referring to. So anyway, it says the energy and healing work you are doing now will enable you to heighten your sensitivity. And I just said that at the bottom of the deck, right? I told you that the card said sensitivity, right? Thank you, Spirit. This will assist you in developing discernment. Discernment is the feeling you get in your body that signals to you whether something feels right or wrong. Your sixth sense, your gut feeling. The situation you are inquiring about is asking you to use your discernment. You do not want to take on others' energy, yet you do not want to close yourself off out of fear. Envision energies. I'm sorry. Am I saying that right? Hold on. Yeah, you do. Not want to close yourself off to fear. Envisions energies follow through you like water. No, I'm sorry. Hold on. The situation you're inquiring about is about asking you to use your discernment. You do not want to take on other people's energy, yet you do. Not want to close yourself off of fear. Envisions energy and, oh my God, following through you like water. taking on too much and you can sink. So in other words, just being around too many people, you guys heard me say before, like I don't like being in big crowds. I don't like being around big groups of people because I see what that does. And I give you a classic example. One time back in 2019, myself and my oldest son, we took the kids down to Busch Garden, right? So as we took the kids down to Busch Garden, and I didn't even know it then because I was already on this journey then, but I didn't know how, and God was just showing me just how impacted we were, like the whole family, right? So I say all that to say, we was down at Busch Garden. We got there at a good time, probably somewhere like at 10 o'clock when they just opened. And not only that, but by the time we left, it wasn't even extremely hot outside, to be honest. It was nice weather. And with that being said, by the time we left, everybody, I didn't even realize it then. I didn't even know how energy was actually working then. So God was just taking me through a training period so that way I can understand. Literally, when we left that part, myself and my son, we struggled to get home. It reminded me of a situation of one time when myself and my husband, we had took the kids down to King's Dominion, and oh my God, we struggled to get home that time too, not realizing, again, being empaths, you pick up on other people's energy because being around large groups of people, it's almost like, imagine being thrown. Okay, so imagine being very light, right? You being dropped down to the very bottom of the ocean, and you fall down to the bottom of the ocean, and imagine all that water pressure being on you. That's like what other people's energies feel like, but you don't necessarily feel it, but energetically it's there in a sense. So that's why it's mindful to just make sure that you're just not necessarily isolating yourself, but just watching where you go. And I'm not saying be within fear, but just and that's why it takes a process, like, because for instance, like I didn't know stuff like this, like and I had to learn this, like Reiki, like what I do, Reiki practitioners, we clear negative energies from people's aura field. And I say all that to say, it's a representation, and it's a tool to help release all the negative energy that's within their and around their aura field. And not only that, to align their chakras back into balance, because when the auras are really cluttered with a lot of mercury and a lot of mercury, like dark energy or whatever, unclear energy, and when it gets way down, accumulation, when you're dealing with certain people on a daily basis, and when you have to go off to work, or let's just say hypothetically, if I'm giving a treatment to somebody, and let's just say if somebody was to come like that, I have to clear my energy from their energy when they leave, in a sense, because it's almost like I have to transmute that energy, because if not, and if my aura field isn't tight enough, should I say, then it almost like it can affect, me in a sense. But that's why it's important to just make sure I do certain little, rituals and so on to keep the process going. But anyway, I don't want to make a long story short. So I say all that to say that's why it's important to clear, the aura field. But I do be talking about these different things over on TikTok if you guys are interested in hearing. I don't know. It's up to you. I'll put the link in the description box if you so guys choose to go. But I talk about the various different things, over on TikTok, where on YouTube, it just seems like nobody was really interested in hearing it. So I just took it to another platform where it just seems like, others are kind of listening. But anyway, it's at your discretion. So with that being said, let me finish. The situation you are inquiring about is asking you to use your discernment. You do not want to take on other people's energy. Did we already read this? That we did. I'm sorry. So closing yourself off offers a very different energetic experience. When you let the water energy flow as it will and neither embrace it or fight it, you are truly in the flow. Remaining at this elevation, energetic vibration, vibration will allow you to tap into your realms of your psyche. Alternatively, this card can signify a pull to take classes, workshops, and reading books about psychic development. So, with that being said, and then we have the clairvoyant card. Let's see what gospel or spirits or the angels want to say real quick. Okay. I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so that you can clearly see heaven's love. Your clairvoyancy may come in different forms as fleeting mental images in your mind, eyes, dreams, as reoccurring sights in the physical world, as auras and energies or aspiration experiences. All of the facilitates of clairvoyancy is beautiful and varied. Enjoy and trust them. Hold the intentions of seeing only love. That is what you'll see. Okay? So, and then this leadership card for whoever those messages are meant for. Archangel Gabriel, it's time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. Embrace your power in a loving way and use it for the greatest good. So remember, God does not call the qualified, he qualifies the call. Meaning if you were somebody who wasn't in tune with your spiritual gifts before, it is God who is qualifying you. Whereas those who have been qualified, those who have been, example, doing the witchcraft and the black magic and all that other stuff, God has not called them, because there's something about when you have those gifts and you miss, and that doesn't apply to all, because there's some people who have used their gifts for good, and then you have those who have manipulated, tried to hurt, harm, or injure people in some sort of way for their own personal benefits. Thank you, Spirit. Let's see where we at. Embrace your power in a loving way. Am I reading right? Okay. Embrace your power in a loving way and use it for the greatest good. I'll guide your actions so that inspires and motivates others. I'll also replace my self-doubt about your qualifications with an increasing desire to serve, help, and teach. When your focus is more on how many I serve, then you won't worry. Then you won't worry what others may think about you. Focus upon your strengths, that many lessons you've learned, and how good it feels to be living example of following divine guidance. So whoever those messages are for, if you've been called for leadership to step up to the plate or whatever, so those are the messages. So anyway, I'm going to end it there. And I was trying to keep this under at least 30 minutes, but I guess not. That was like 10 different messages. But anyway, y'all, I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I wish you all much love, much light. And I say, remember to always keep God first and foremost in your heart, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And I will be back with the second message. And this was a message that God, Soul, Spirit had actually given me last night, I think it was. So anyway, so hopefully you'll stay tuned for that one as well too. Anyway, much love, much light. And I say peace and blessings. Bye.